Hi everyone, welcome to the sessions on VirtualBox and Vagrant Essentials. So in this session, we are going to see what is VirtualBox and what is Vagrant, and we would see how to install VirtualBox and Vagrant. In the coming sessions, we would see more about VirtualBox and Vagrant. So let's start. What is VirtualBox? VirtualBox is a free and open source hosted hypervisor which is provided by Oracle. So what is a hypervisor? Hypervisor is a software or a hardware which allows us to create multiple virtual machines. In the diagram, if you see, we have a host machine. Host machine has one operating system. It may be Windows or Linux. So we install a hypervisor on the host machine. So here our hypervisor is VirtualBox. So VirtualBox interacts with the host machine and it creates different VMs. We can have the same operating system or a different operating system as the host machine operating system. For example, my host machine may contain Windows operating system and my VM may contain a Ubuntu operating system. Same way, my VM may contain Windows operating system and my host machine may also contain the Windows operating system. That means VirtualBox allows us to create multiple operating systems. And these VMs are isolated from each other. That means if we allocate some resources like memory or disk, etc., and they will be used only by this VM. Okay, for example, if my VM contains like 8 GB RAM and if I allocate like 2 GB RAM each, and each VM will use that 2 GB RAM. Okay, so that means each VM is isolated from each other. And if you want to establish communication among these machines, what we need to do, we need to create a separate network and we need to attach all these machines to that network. For example, an NAT network which is provided by VirtualBox. In a summary, what we have a host machine, and host machine has the operating system which is called host OS, and we have virtual machines which are created by VirtualBox, and each virtual machine may have the same operating system or a different operating system as the host machine, and this is called guest machines, or the operating system hosted in this machine is called guest operating system. So let's see how to install VirtualBox in Windows. Now let us install VirtualBox in the Windows operating system. So go to Google, just type VirtualBox download, just click on it, and this link is provided by virtualbox.org. Just click on the downloads link. It will open the page where we have like multiple links for each of the operating system. So our host operating system is Windows, so we need to click on Windows host. So if you click on it, automatically it will try to download a software. So I have already downloaded, just I have closed it. So let me go inside the folder where I have kept my binary. So this is my binary. So what we need to do, we need to just double click on it. Click on next, 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 yes, click on install. And you need to have a admin permission for it. So I need to click on yes. Just finish. Now VirtualBox is installed. Let me open that. If you see, so this is the VirtualBox user interface. So where we can create multiple machines and all. We'll see how to create the machines and all in the later sessions. So you can click on new and you can create machines here. So I don't want to do anything in this session. We would do in the later sessions. So I'm clicking cancel and I'm closing it. So what is Vagrant? Vagrant is a open source software which is provided by HashiCorp Software for building and managing life cycle of virtual machines. So generally we create virtual machines using Oracle VirtualBox. So when we install Oracle VirtualBox, we can directly open the GUI part of VirtualBox and we can create machines from there. And we can create networks and we can create shared folders, everything using VirtualBox. So to automate this process, if we want to automate this process, we can use Vagrant as a command line tool. So what Vagrant does, it's a command line tool which interacts with VirtualBox and which manages the life cycle of the VMs. Means it creates the VMs, it deletes the VMs, or it downloads the VMs. Everything can be done with Vagrant. So basically it's a command line software which interacts with Oracle VirtualBox. It automates the process of creating and managing these virtual machines. So what are the advantages? Means so we can lower the environment setup time, because this is an automatic process, so we do not need to go every time to over VirtualBox GUI and creates the VMs. We just write a Vagrant file. There is a file provided by Vagrant, which is a configuration file. So we just create the file and we just run it. So automatically all the VMs will be created for us. So it lowers the environment setup time because we use automation process. And also we can distribute the Vagrant file to other developers, and they will also install the same type of environment without doing any manual tasks. That means we will not have any problems with different developers saying like it is not working in my machine or it is working in your machine, because we use the same configuration file across all the environments. And it allows us to create reliable and repeatable VM based environments, because as I said, we are using automation. That means the environment creation is always reliable and repeatable because there are no manual intervention, and we can repeat the process like any number of times. We can use the same automation to create our environment, and it works with multiple providers like VirtualBox, VMware, etc. So VirtualBox is one type of hypervisor. Other providers also can be used with Vagrant, like VMware, etc. So this is Vagrant. So let us install Vagrant in our machine. Click on download section, and if you click on 64-bit, automatically it will be downloaded. I have all in my machine, so I don't want to do that again. So let me go to the folder where I have stored. So to install it, just we need to double click on it. So click on next. We need to accept the agreement, license agreement. Click on next. So this is the folder where we'll install Vagrant. Click on next. Just click on install. So we need to click yes, which allows us to do with admin permission. So the installation takes some time. We will wait until the completion of it. So our installation of Vagrant is completed. We need to click on finish Vagrant. So it is saying like you must restart your system for the configuration changes made to Vagrant to take effect. Now I'm not going to restart, so I'm clicking on no. Now the installation of Vagrant and VirtualBox in our machine is completed. In the later sessions, we will work with VirtualBox in the initial sessions, and once we get some knowledge on VirtualBox, then we will start working with Vagrant. So thank you for watching this session. I hope it will be useful to you. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks everyone.